The following video will contain spoilers. Watch at your own risk. So guys, I wanted to talk about a topic that it's been getting to me lately and I'm just wondering what exactly happened. So let me explain. At the beginning of Godzilla vs Kong, you get introduced with a very interesting scene showcasing all the monsters that have been killed by Godzilla to your left and to your right by Kong throughout the monsterverse from beginning to end. Now, this can go multiple ways and I'll explain my theory and the way that I see this, because of course some people have been already debating that my theory is inaccurate, but I'll explain. So defeated can go multiple ways. Number one, it's the monsters shown that Godzilla and Kong have killed for sure in the monsterverse. 2, defeated means monsters that are bowing to Godzilla and Kong but are not killed off. 3, those are monsters that have been killed and defeated, making it a mixture between both of them. Now let me explain why the theory or the argument of some fans saying that defeated means that they are not killed. My theory and my answer to this is no, defeated means that they are 100% killed off. How do we know this? Because the monsters shown are already known to be killed off for sure in the monsterverse. Mechagodzilla was defeated and killed by Kong. You see the squid that was killed off in Skull Island. So right here you see the male and female MUTO that has been defeated, aka killed for sure in the monsterverse, along with Ghidorah. Some people are confused because you see Rodan on the list and we never actually got to see Rodan being killed off, and that's why the theory comes in where fans are saying that defeated means that they are simply bowing and some of them are not dead and some of them are dead. Now I do agree it is a little bit confusing, but maybe in the prequels from the comic books or maybe the novelization we'll get into more details explaining how Rodan or multiple monsters got killed off. What's also confusing is that the titans added on this list is Queen MUTO'S. You see like Behemoth and some of the monsters that we got to see towards the end of King of the Monsters. That's what's really confusing me and other people as to defeated means that some of them were killed off in action and some of them were just defeated but not killed off. While I do agree it is confusing, I still stand by my opinion that defeated means that they are killed off. So more evidence as to my theory. If you look at Kong, you see the Warbats, and you know by watching the movie that the Warbats were actually killed in action by Kong. They were pretty much, cut in half and brutally killed off. We also see Mechagodzilla, we see the big one, the Skullcrawler. So pretty much you are seeing a list of monsters that have been 100% killed off. Like there's no way of them getting revived or maybe bowing. So that is confusing. But also this movie in a way feels like a goodbye and a new beginning to Kong and Godzilla. If you watch the movie you'll understand what I'm talking about. But that's really confusing because if the Queen, MUTO'S and the other titans and also Rodan have been killed off, that is a big problem to the fan base, because that would mean that Adam pretty much killed off the original monsterverse monsters that were created, and I think a lot of people, including myself, were expecting to get all of those unanswered questions from King of the Monsters answered in Godzilla vs Kong. But as I said, this movie is more focused on Godzilla, Kong and Mechagodzilla. You only see a few monsters here and there, but you don't see all the monsters that we were expecting, like Behemoth, the Queen MUTO'S, or maybe a Prime MUTO. So if that's the case, if Rodan is 100% killed off and all the monsters, I think a lot of fans are going to be very angry at the director, unless this is a big mistake, and maybe the director could come out and explain what exactly defeated means to his eyes, his opinion. Of course, this is my opinion. I could be 100% wrong or I could be 100% right, but that's just the logic that I'm putting behind this. Watching the movie, watching the Monsterverse movies, and knowing from experience that all those monsters that were shown are 100% known to be killed. To back this off, when you watch this movie, you are greeted with scenes of Godzilla actually killing off all of those monsters. So for example, you get Ghidorah, right? You get like a flashback of Godzilla completely killing off Ghidorah. MUTO'S, the same thing. You get a flashback of 2014, how the female MUTO was actually killed off. And the same thing applies for Kong. But what's weird is we don't see how Rodan or Behemoth and the Queen MUTO'S was actually killed off. And I think this could potentially be answered in the novelization books, in comic books. I could be wrong, but from what I understand, those are meant to be prequels to Godzilla vs. Kong, to fill in this story that was untold in this movie. So watching my previous videos, I told you that Godzilla vs. Kong feels like so many things have happened without them explaining to you. So I think the comic books, both of them for Godzilla and Kong, are a perfect opportunity for them to get into details how exactly Godzilla or Kong killed off those monsters that are listed in the Godzilla vs. Kong opening scene. And possibly this could be a mistake. I really hope this is a mistake, because them killing off Rodan and all those monsters is a big no-no for me, and I'm sure a lot of fans would agree with me that that is a totally waste of characters. It's a total waste of characters is what I meant to say. And a lot of people were expecting to see maybe solo movies or future movies with them featured. And I don't know, man. I really do hope that it's probably a mistake, and I hope that Adam addresses this in a future video where he does a Q&A or something like that. But for right now, that's just my opinion and my theory, putting it behind. But let me know, guys, if you guys are watching Godzilla vs. Kong again, let me know your point of view, how you see this. Do you agree with me or disagree? If you disagree with me, let me know your thoughts. Let me hear your story behind it. As I said, this movie very much feels like a standalone movie where you don't need the other movies like Godzilla vs. Kong or Skull Island, Godzilla 2014, and it also feels like a final goodbye to Godzilla, but a new beginning to Kong. And we all know that rumors are that Legendary and Warner Brothers don't have the license for Godzilla anymore, so it kind of makes sense for them to actually just close off the gates and say goodbye to those characters, but also a new beginning to Kong, since Kong is totally like for them, you know, they have the rights to Kong, so they can continue Kong. And it makes sense, you know, we saw Kong in the Hollow Earth again towards the end of the movie. But let me know your thoughts, man. You know, this movie is doing phenomenal. From what I know, it's been breaking records, and it could become one of the best selling movies of all times for Godzilla especially. It has already defeated Godzilla 2014, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Skull Island. I think they're pretty close to each other, but so far records say that this could become the #1 MonsterVerse movie. And if that's the case, you know, we could potentially see more Godzilla in the future, and I really hope they give us an explanation as to what exactly this means. Anyways, guys, you know what to do. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, share it around, let me know your thoughts. This is Ruby Gaming X. I'm out. Peace.